Well, time now to turn back to meteorologist Clay Smith, who's in with us today looking at this weather, and it looks even more gloomy now when we look at it again out there, Clay.
Yeah, we've gotten a few peaks of sunshine, Latrice, and we get kind of happy, like, okay, we're kind of turning a corner here, but not quite just yet. And this was yesterday. I mean, look at this. That is a very vibrant bolt of lightning there. So again, when you hear thunder, go inside. This was in the Eureka Valley over in Bradley County, sitting by Cleve Pit. So thank you, Cleve. Hopefully you were inside when you took this photo. But here's a look coming down the ridge cut. Yep, it's raining again here in Chattanooga. We got a little pop-up storm that's just kind of sitting right over us. So this is going to be the scene across the Tennessee Valley. You're going to have periods of really heavy downpours, probably lasting 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, and then we'll have some peaks of sunshine. In between all that, it's going to be very humid, so prepare yourself for that. Here's a look at your radar. Like I mentioned earlier, we got a little action going on. Polk County, Fannin County, all the way up through the Cumberland Plateau. Again, it's not necessarily widespread rain, but if you drive anywhere within a 25-mile radius of a point, you're probably going to hit a pretty heavy downpour at some point. Here's a look north of Chattanooga. Heavy downpours in and around Athens, up towards Bledsoe County, and of course here in Chattanooga, basically right on the split right now, or at least heading towards the split. We got some heavy downpours in Dade County up 59 and across the rest of North Georgia. Fortunately for us, really no severe threat today. That's going to stay to our south and west. And as for your temperatures, well, we had a few peaks of sunshine that at least got us into the 70s. We'll likely add on a few more degrees into the mid 70s, but it is going to be very steamy. Again, the humidity is certainly going to be something that you're going to have to keep in the back of your mind as you're heading outside. We'll continue to have these pop-up showers continuing, I would say, through the evening and maybe even overnight. We'll have some lingering showers here across the Tennessee Valley. By the time we wake up Wednesday morning, likely to have a little more green on the radar, plus some patchy fog. But throughout the day on Wednesday, I think after about 3 o'clock, a lot of the shower activity is going to wrap up, and Wednesday evening is kind of going to trigger a nice period of weather here, which will last Wednesday evening, Thursday, and maybe even into much of the day on Friday before rain moves back in late Friday and to Saturday. So over the next 36 hours or so, we could pick up another ½ of an inch to an inch of rain. Again, if you get under one of those really heavy downpours, it doesn't take much at all to get a quick inch of rainfall. And we've already had more than our share here in May. It's been a very wet May, nearly 7 inches. Actually, if you add today's precipitation and what we've already had this month, that's over 7 inches for the month officially at the Chattanooga airport. Now keep in mind, some of you have had much more than that, but that's a 5-inch surplus on the month. So again, the record rainiest May for Chattanooga was back in 1929 at 12 inches. So we're already more than halfway there, and we still got more than half of the month left. And the pattern's still trending pretty wet here across much of the southeast. So it could end up being a record rainy May. We'll have to keep the tabs on that over the next couple of weeks. But at least in the short term, we're going to get somewhat of a break late Wednesday, Thursday, and possibly early Friday. But by this weekend, we'll have more storms returning to the forecast.